Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're doing good in this season of change because we're into eclipse season and I feel like a lot is changing for us. For me, for sure, it has to do with my career, with my job. For a friend of mine, it has to do with moving in because she's moving in with her boyfriend. And for a sister of my husband, it's also moving in with her husband into a new apartment. So I can see those changes, not only in my life, but also in the lives of the people around me. So what changes in your life? Let me know in the comments below. So in this video, I want to talk about this Taurus Full Moon coming up on the 8th of November. But first, let's talk more about this Scorpio energy, because we're still into Scorpio season and this energy is huge right now because we have not only the Sun in Scorpio but also Venus and Mercury. So these three planets are in a conjunction. And so if we have a conjunction of three planets in the same sign, these energies are multiplied. So what does the energy of Scorpio brings with it? For sure, the intense emotions. If you're not familiar with the Scorpio energy, it can be hard for you. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel sometimes like it's just too much. But these emotions are important because they are trying to show you something about you, something about your life. So try to listen to them. Try to ask yourself from time to time, how am I feeling? What do I need right now? Why am I feeling the way I do? Also, you may need to release something, some old traumas, some old wounds. If you still haven't dealt with them, it's possible that now they are going to come up to the surface. Also, your uncertainties and your fears, they may appear somehow bigger now, but it's important to work with them during this time, to try to heal them, to try to release them, to let them go, because some part of you has to die. The Scorpio season, it's a season of death. Even the nature is dying. So try to think about the things in your life that need to die. Also, you are going to need a lot of courage to do it. So try to master it within yourself. Because the change, the real transformation, it can be hard, it can be difficult. Especially if you're like me and you don't like change. But it's necessary. The only constant in life is change. And however difficult it may be, we need to embrace it. The Scorpio energy is also about the truth of your life. So, who are you really? What do you really want? Who do you want to be, but for real? Because Scorpio doesn't like to be lied to. It needs to know the truth. the deep core of who you are, the deep core of who you want to be. So don't lie to yourself and try to dig deep to get to the truth. Also, it's a good time to go inside, to do some inner work, to be with yourself in stillness, in quietness, to maybe make some time in your day for meditation, or for reading a book, or for taking a walk, for just being still and quiet with yourself. Okay, so let's talk about this Taurus full moon, which is going to be in a close conjunction with Uranus. So we have those two planets in Taurus, which means that the energy of this sign is also going to be more prominent. So as I've mentioned, we have eclipses. We are into the eclipse season, which is all about change, which is all about transforming, about moving into different direction. And we have those two planets in the sign of Taurus, which doesn't like change, which is resistance to change, and it likes stability. It likes familiarity, it likes safety. So you may feel a kind of an inner conflict. You may feel this need to change because the universe is urging you to change something, but you can also feel resistant to do it. So it may be difficult, but it will be necessary. So, about this stability and familiarity, try to think about the things in your life that are stable. Try to think about the things that make you feel good and comfortable in your life. And try to think about your foundations. Are they solid? Can you rely on them? Because you are going to need something to hold on to, because some part of your life is probably going to change. So you are going to need another aspect of your life which is going to keep you safe and stable. So try to think about it, what it may be. Also, think about your values. What do you value? What is the most important for you in your life? And try to focus on that during this season of changes, because it may help you to get clear on what to do and why. Why do you change? Okay, wait a minute, I lost my thought. It sometimes happens to me. Try to focus on what is the most important for you and use it as your motivation, okay? Also, it's time when we are going to maybe focus more on the material world, because Taurus is all about the physical stuff, the materialities, the material stuff, the material world. So it's a good time for sure to focus on your finances, for example, on your money, but also on your money mindset. So what is your relationship with money? How do you come about earning money? And what do you think about money? Do you have a good or a bad relationship with it? Try to think about it during this time. it may be a good time to really change your relationship with money for better, but also a good time to plan ahead and to look at your finances and think about the things that don't work and maybe try to come up with some better solutions. Also, it's time to not to focus too much on this material world, because sometimes we try to get safety from the things we gather. We feel more comfortable when we have a lot of things around us, when we have a lot of money. But we need to try and find this safety within ourselves. Yeah. Also, it may be important during this time to ground yourself because of these intense emotions that the Scorpio energy may bring. It's important to ground yourself in your body, maybe by doing something that gives you pleasure, maybe by taking care of your body, by doing some self-care ritual, or by appreciation of this material world. Also, appreciation of nature. It's a great time to go out into nature. Also, nature is best for grounding exercises to get back to earth. Okay? So try to be in the present moment during this time. Try to ground yourself and try to use your 5 senses to do it, because the senses can bring you back into your body. So the thing I wrote down here, okay, first, also another thing I want to talk about is the balance of the spiritual and the material. So we have this Scorpio and Taurus energy intermingling. So the Scorpio energy is all about your spirituality, your spiritual pursuits, the things unseen. And the Taurus energy is all about this physical, material world. So try to find the balance between those two. So try not to get too grounded, because we also need to remember that there's something more. So try to make some time for meditation, for journaling, for self-growth, but also make some time to just be human and to appreciate this physical world, this physical life. So the thing I wanted to say is that with this Scorpio energy, there's going to be this need to change, and you may feel lots of these intense emotions. So you are going to need this Taurus energy, which may help you to feel safe and grounded. So I've prepared for you some journaling prompts for this Taurus full moon, something to reflect upon. It's a great time to do it. I do it every full moon and every new moon, and I really recommend it. So take out your journal and write them down. So the first question is, what do you value the most? This is something that I mentioned. What is the most important for you? Try to find it and use it as your motivation. Try to focus on it when you feel like you're losing control. The second question is, what brings you comfort? It's a really nice question to ask yourself during this time when the emotions might be heightened. What brings you comfort? What makes you feel good? Try to use it during this time. Try to do the things that make you feel safe and comfortable. The third question is, do you have strong foundations? Think about your foundations. Do you have something to rely upon in the hard times that may come with those changes? Because you are going to need something to hold on to. The next question is, how can you balance the material and the spiritual? So, how can you be grounded in this physical world, but also make some time for your spiritual pursuits? Try to think about it. The balance will be crucial during this full moon. And the last question is, what do you need to change? It's still relevant because we're still into eclipse season, and it's all about the change in your life. Something has to change, and probably you know what it is. If you've been listening, to your intuition, if you've been seeing signs from the universe, you probably know what it is. Sometimes it's difficult to accept that, but maybe it really needs to change to make you a better you. Try to think about it. I hope you like this kind of content, me talking to you freely. You can see that I'm a little bit nervous and stressed out because I'm not used to talking without editing it. But I hope you'll appreciate my honesty and me being real for you. And I hope you will resonate with this information. I hope it will help you in some way. I hope it will help you to tune into these energies because they are going to be big. The eclipses are usually making everything bigger. So I wish you all the best for this Taurus full moon and for this eclipse season. Let me know in the comments below what changes in your life. Also, if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of me. See you in my next video.